unprecedented attack. Early this morning, Iran unexpectedly launched a massive wave of ballistic missiles and suicide drones, aiming directly at the heart of Israeli territory, sending shockwaves across the Middle East. At 12:30 a.m. local time, air raid sirens roared across Israel, from Jerusalem and Tel Aviv to residential neighborhoods in the West Bank. Panic-stricken residents rushed to find shelter, many still in their sleepwear, clutching young children as they scrambled into bomb shelters in a state of fear and chaos. In the sky, the crisscrossing streaks of interceptor missiles from the air defense system lit up like a battle in the darkness, while the continuous thunder of explosions echoed through the air, causing the ground to tremble with each blast. This is no longer a drill. Israel is facing its most intense attack in years. From Tel Aviv to residential areas in the West Bank, terrified civilians are scrambling for shelter in panic. The Iron Dome defense system is operating at full capacity, creating a spectacular laser-like battlefield across the night sky. But even so, it cannot intercept the entire wave of incoming attacks. Wave after wave of missiles and suicide drones tore through the sky, slicing past the air defense network like blades ripping through the air. Flashes lit up the night in rapid succession, and powerful explosions shook buildings across Tel Aviv, shattering windows as alarm sirens wailed without pause. Black smoke rose from multiple neighborhoods. Debris, burned out vehicles, and collapsed buildings created a scene of devastation unlike anything seen before. Several areas suffered severe destruction, with power and communications completely cut off. Amid the darkness and chaos, screams, ambulance sirens, and the persistent hum of drones echoed through the sky. Sources on the ground have confirmed that several ballistic missiles managed to penetrate the defense network, striking key targets directly. A military base in southern Israel was hit, erupting into a massive blaze in the middle of the night, with thick black smoke rising tens of meters into the air. Notably, a massive explosion caused severe damage to an infrastructure facility near the city of Dimona, a location long speculated by the international community to house Israel's secret nuclear facility. While the government has not issued an official statement, security and lockdown measures around the area have been raised to the highest level. Dozens of people have been injured so far, most suffering from shattered glass, building debris, and the shockwave pressure from the explosions. Many victims have been reported with blood loss, burns, and trauma caused by collapsing residential structures. Hospitals in Tel Aviv and surrounding areas are overwhelmed, with many forced to transfer patients to field medical facilities. Ambulances, rescue teams, and military units are racing against time to reach the impacted sites. Amid disrupted communications and damaged infrastructure, the number of casualties is expected to rise as rescue operations continue throughout the night. Images circulating on social media show residents emerging from collapsed buildings, carrying young children in their arms, stepping over rubble, their faces filled with shock and disbelief. Immediately after the attack, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, swiftly claimed responsibility, declaring it a forceful retaliation against what they accused as violations of Iranian sovereignty by Israel. In a statement broadcast on national television, Brigadier General Abul Fazil Shiki, a senior IRGC commander, issued a strong warning. If you do not want to be attacked, then do not provoke Iran.
Music licensing.
He also stressed that any attempts at escalation in the near future will face a comprehensive retaliation utilizing the full military power of Iran. This statement has been widely seen by observers as a clear signal that Tehran is ready to shift from a defensive stance to proactive offense, escalating tensions in the region to an entirely new level. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu convened an emergency meeting of the Security Cabinet just hours after the devastating attack. In a brief but resolute televised address, he declared, Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu convened an emergency meeting of the Security Cabinet just hours after the devastating attack. In a brief but resolute televised address, he declared, Iran has made a grave mistake. Israel will respond with unprecedented force. We will do whatever it takes to protect our country and our people at all costs. This statement is seen as a direct warning from Tel Aviv, signaling that a full-scale counterattack may be imminent. The entire nation of Israel is now on the highest state of alert, while the world holds its breath, awaiting the next move from one of the most dangerous hotspots on the planet. In an urgent response, the international community is calling for calm and restraint, warning that the Middle East now faces the clearest danger yet of escalating into an all-out war. United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres has expressed deep concern over the escalating situation, urging both sides to agree to an immediate ceasefire to prevent the region from plunging into a full-scale war with devastating consequences.
I appeal for an end to the fighting and the return to serious negotiations. At this defining moment, I urge this Council to act with unity and urgency for dialogue. And I urge the international community to rally behind the sole path that can deliver lasting peace, diplomacy, grounded in international law, including the UN Charter. The only thing that is predictable is that the consequences of continuing this conflict are unpredictable. Let us not look back on this decisive moment with regret. Let us act responsibly and together to pull the region and our world back from the brink.
The world cannot stand by and watch the Middle East spiral into a vortex of destruction. All acts of provocation must stop immediately. Dialogue and diplomacy are the only paths to avert disaster, Secretary General Guterres stressed during an emergency press conference at the United Nations headquarters in New York. Meanwhile, several other countries and international organizations, including the European Union, EU, Russia, China, and the United States, have issued similar statements, urging all parties involved to avoid actions that could trigger a large-scale war. The Middle East now faces a perilous moment, with tensions escalating by the hour and the threat of an all-out conflict more imminent than ever. Just one miscalculation could plunge the entire region into the vortex of war. The entire world is holding its breath, watching every development and every response unfold, because every decision made now could have consequences that reach far beyond the region's borders. We will continue to bring you the latest updates in our upcoming videos. Stay tuned and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any breaking news.